Welcome back to the Sound for More channel. Today I have the pleasure to show you how you can create a SuperSaw type of sound using Mela. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Additionally, if you would like to support what I do, please do check the instruction contained in each video description. Thank you again. So we are inside the AUM and we click on the plus sign and then audio to create an audio channel. Then we are going to choose Mela as an audio source. And there it is. Now we open it up and we connect the AUM keyboard and we resize it like so. And we click the arrow here to go to the init preset. We click on add lane and we choose as a template instrument because that gives you already a good start. You have MIDI in, MIDI-Poly, and audio out. Now we want it to be polyphonic, so we are going to select voices here and select AUv. What we are also going to do is we are going to connect also here the keyboard as well, so I can use my external MIDI controller. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is that you have a powerful new module called Stack. So click here on the three dots after MIDI-to-Poly, go to Insert, and then Signal Router, and then select Stack. As you can see, it has a stack here, which you can open like so. You click over it, it says Stack. And you can see here a plus opening between these brackets, which of course you can close it as well. And as you add modules inside here, they will appear as a stack of modules here. You can sum the audio, you can merge MIDI, and you can, of course, pass it through, okay, if you need to do that. For example, in case of testing. Okay, so that is nice and simple. The beauty of the stack module is that it processes what you have inside in parallel, not sequentially as a module, which makes it really, really great to stack up a lot of different oscillators or modules that generate sound, which will be executing in parallel, which will allow you to actually create a very thick, fat sound, which is what we want to do now. Let's click on the plus sign and let's go again to Signal Router. And we're going to choose Group. Now, Group is in a way similar to the stack module because it allows you to group modules. And you can see it is already open here. You have another set of brackets with a plus sign in the middle. If you click where it says group, you can close it, okay? So you can close the stack and you can see we have a group module inside. You can open it and we have a group module. And then you can click on the group module to expand all the modules that you want to group. Now, the reason for using the group module is because we are going to use a number of modules, which then we are going to duplicate. So if we put them inside the group, then we can duplicate the group instead of duplicating manually each module. And also we want the different groups to be executing and running parallel, not necessarily the modules inside the group. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, click here and set rename and change the name. So oscillator OSC, and then select 1 for number 1. Okay, so it is open, closed, open. We click on the plus sign here inside the group. We're going to audio processor and select an amp envelope. And we're going to create this simple instrument, simple oscillator with here we go, audio processor. Let's scroll down. We're going to choose the VA oscillator. Okay, sounds like so. Nice and simple. The other thing we're going to do at the end, after the amp envelope, we're going to choose also a volume module so we can control the volume. And we set it roughly like that, okay, in the middle, because we're going to stack multiple groups and therefore multiple oscillators, and therefore the module will get bigger and fatter and higher, and then it will pick. So let's set it to around minus 15.4 decibel. Click on this where it says volume, click Edit Before and assign it to the slot number 1 here. And it's good clicking on here and to rename it. So we're going to rename it oscillator number 1 V for volume, like so. The other thing I want to do is scroll again to the left, click here on the three dot where it says VA oscillator, select insert, and then go to pitch processor, and then we go for relative pitch. This allows us to change the semitone and scent for this oscillator. Now, click on what it says scent and assign that to the second slot here. Click what it says scent again, rename it, and let's rename it to oscillator number 1D for detuning. Okay, so now let's close this oscillator 1 group, and there we are. You might be thinking, gosh, a lot of work, and it's just a normal oscillator with a saw form. But the beauty is when you want to create a SuperSaw, you need to use a lot of waveforms, and at the very least, you need to detune them. Of course, you can use other effects like position in terms of panning, but for the purposes of this exercise, we're just going to simply detune them. So click on the three dots and select duplicate. Now we have duplicated that oscillator 1 group into a new one. Click on the three dot and rename it because it can be quite confusing. Move up. That's quite annoying with the keyboard, but that is how it is. So let's select 2 for second oscillator. Okay, expand on it. So what is a scent? Click on it, edit perform. We're going to put in on slot number 4, I should say, not slide. And we're going to do the same on volume, but we are going to add it to slot number 3. There it is. We're going to change the names as well very quickly. So oscillator V for volume, and this one is going to be oscillator 2 body for detuning. Now we need to decide how much to detune. So let's start with, for example, I don't know, -10, but it could be -5 or +5, your choice. But let me show you what it sounds like without, and now with the additional oscillator detuned. Already much better. So keep going like this. Duplicate it again, rename it. It's always good to do that because then you remember what it is. This is oscillator number 3. There it is. Expand it. Select send. Add it to slot number 6. Okay. Do the same on the volume. You don't have to do it for the volume, but I'm doing it so I can control the different volumes, but you don't have to. So you might want to say, well, I put only the detuning here, and that's fine. That is entirely up to you. So oscillator 3 for volume, and this one will be oscillator again 3 for detuning. How much we do the detuning? Perhaps 20. Normally they say a good SuperSaw will have 4 to 8 oscillators which are detuned. Okay, so you can hear what it sounds like. Close again that group. You see we have 3 oscillators stacked, one on top of each other. We're going to duplicate oscillator 3 again. This duplicate option is really clever. It's so good. Right, 1, 2, 3. This will be number 4. There it is. Open this up. Okay, we're going to add these to the last slot, and we are going to do the same on the volume as well. Okay, and then we're going to rename them. A good practice. And this one will be oscillator number 4 for volume, and this one will be oscillator number 4 for detuning. And we're going to set these Y naught to -30. Okay, we're going to close that oscillator number 4, and you can keep going like this, right? So for example, you could say, okay, we're going to duplicate these again for oscillator number 5. Again, we are going to rename these, and so it will be oscillator number 5. Okay, And we're going to open this one and we're going to go lower by 12 semitones, so an octave. Nice and rich, right? Really, really rich. And of course, you can still disable each one of them individually, like so. And you can also select them here on the stack to show only the one you want, and then you can click on the stack to show them all together. You can close the stack like that, and after that, for example, we could add on the Mela Lab a reverb, right? Nice, thick, fat sound. Okay, and this is how you can create a SuperSaw type of sound with Mela and just using Mela. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and as always, see you next time.